What if I told you that the fierce hunters of the past are now the couch potatoes of today? From the wild wolf, a cunning and powerful predator, to the lovable lapdog you see today. Dogs have undergone one of the most incredible transformations in the animal kingdom. But how did this shift happen? And why are dogs, once the ultimate hunters, now known for fetching slippers and curling up by our side? Join me as I dive into the fascinating story of man's best friend. From their origins in the wild to their place in our hearts today, this is the untold journey of the dog. Thousands of years ago, the first dogs were wolves. But how did a creature once feared by our ancestors become their closest companion? Let's rewind the clock. It's believed that around 15,000 to 40,000 years ago, humans and wolves began to share the same space. Wolves, naturally drawn to human campsites where food scraps were abundant, slowly started to evolve. Over generations, the more docile wolves began to form a partnership with humans. These early wolves began to undergo significant changes. Smaller size, less aggression, and even different coat colors. Traits that would eventually evolve into the dogs we know today. Early on, dogs played vital roles: herders, hunters, and protectors. They became an integral part of human survival, their instincts honed through thousands of years of companionship. In ancient Egypt, dogs were revered as protectors and symbols of loyalty. The pharaohs even had their own royal dogs, often buried with them in elaborate tombs. But in other parts of the world, dogs were seen less as friends and more as tools. Throughout history, dogs were essential for hunting, herding livestock, and even guarding territories. But their relationship with humans hasn't always been peaceful. In many cultures, dogs were bred for specific purposes, sometimes with brutal results. Think of the wolf-hunting dogs of medieval Europe, trained to track and kill even the largest of predators. As we moved into the modern age, human intervention continued to shape dogs. From the towering Great Dane to the tiny Chihuahua, selective breeding created an overwhelming variety of breeds, each suited for a different job or lifestyle. But what about dogs' place in the natural world today? While domestic dogs no longer hunt in packs like their ancestors, they still play an essential role in the environments they inhabit. Take, for example, the heroic search and rescue dogs that save lives after natural disasters. In rural areas, dogs continue to assist with herding and protecting livestock, showing us that, despite the domestic setting, their instincts remain sharp. And even though dogs are now living in cities and suburbs, their wild ancestors' imprint is still felt in their behavior. Their territorial instincts, pack mentality, and acute senses of smell and hearing all come from their wolf ancestors. Yet not all is well in the world of dogs. With rapid urbanization, stray dogs face increased dangers. Overpopulation and lack of resources lead to a rise in abandoned and neglected dogs. And it's not just strays. Our beloved pets also face challenges. While millions of dogs live happy lives with loving families, there are still millions more in shelters, waiting for a chance at a better future. Not to mention the environmental pressures we place on them. Pollution, deforestation, and climate change all have an impact on where and how dogs live. And then there's the issue of over-domestication. Selective breeding has led to health problems in many dog breeds, from joint issues in large breeds like the German Shepherd to breathing difficulties in brachycephalic dogs like the Bulldog. These challenges show how the love we have for our pets can sometimes come at a price. From Lassie to Instagram-famous puppies, dogs have become more than just pets. They've become cultural icons. In fact, dogs influence us in ways we may not even realize. In therapy, dogs have been shown to help people cope with stress and anxiety. In offices, they reduce workplace tension. And even in schools, dogs are becoming the new teachers, helping children with disabilities or emotional challenges. So, what does the future hold for man's best friend? The answer is in our hands. From supporting local shelters and adopting rescue dogs to pushing for better animal welfare policies, we all have a role to play in ensuring that dogs, the loyal companions of history, continue to thrive in the world we share. The next time you hug your dog or see one on the street, remember, the bond we share is one of the most unique in nature. It's a bond that has stood the test of time, but it's up to us to protect it. The future of dogs depends on the choices we make today. What will you do to make a difference?